Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Inevitable Leave 2906. Am I the beehole for snapping at my brother's wife and telling her she's not a better mom just because she's older? I, a 19-year-old female, had a baby girl 6 weeks ago. My fiance and I decided to take some time off by ourselves to bond with our baby by ourselves, and also I could heal a little. Neither of our families have met the baby yet, so we decided to let them meet her this week. Our parents and my two older brothers came. One of them is married, his wife, a 32-year-old female, and him have two kids, 5 and 2. So I admit that especially for the first week was super hard. I found it particularly hard to find a comfortable position to nurse. My baby wouldn't latch on correctly. It hurt. You named it. But now I got better at it. My fiance and I are trying to teach our baby to take the bottle, just in case. But so far, she hasn't shown any interest in it. She starts crying and refuses to nurse with a bottle, so I'm exclusively breastfeeding her. Well, all of this to say that when our families visited us, my sister-in-law started being very annoying about it. She kept telling me that the way I was holding my baby was wrong. The way I was laying her was wrong. That she shouldn't latch like that. All kinds of stuff, which started adding up, and I was very annoyed at her during the visit. She asked me about pumping, and if I've tried. I said I have to pump sometimes, but that usually either we drink the milk, which she said by the way was nasty. I kind of agree with her on that. I've never had human milk, so I don't know, but eh. Or that I would throw it in the sink since my baby doesn't want to feed on it if it's not from my breast. She told me that this is because I'm doing it wrong. She said I have to pump and force my baby to drink it by not giving in. Basically, let her be hungry until she uses the bottle. She said that she did that for her kids, and the bottle was the best because my breast will look bad afterwards if I let my baby breastfeed all the time. I told her that I wouldn't do that, since I won't let my baby go hungry. She said that she's helping. I know nothing, and I very clearly need help because I'm a child with a child. Well, she's been annoying me all day, and I snapped at her. I told her who does she think she is, and that she's not better a mom just because she's older than me. That in fact, I think she's worse since she admitted to letting her kids go hungry. We got into an argument because she was offended by what I said. Everyone was trying to calm us down, but then she said that my brother was right, that I was a spoiled brat who thinks I know better than anyone else. I was kinda shocked because that means my brother is talking behind my back. So I got even more upset and told her that both of them are bitter, sad people. My fiance then kicked them out. I've had some time to calm down now, so I'm wondering if I went too far. Maybe I should have said thanks to her for her advice and let it go. Perhaps my hormones and the lack of proper sleep is getting to me, and what I did was wrong. So I'm doing this post here to see some opinions. I'd rather talk about this with non-biased people. Hello, OP. I'm gonna say you're not the beehole. Because I agree with you. While I don't have a child, I would not let my child go hungry like she did, so that would be a red flag to me, letting me know she's not that great of a parent. And so what if your baby doesn't like the bottle? Some babies are fed naturally, some come from the bottle. It just depends. And nobody likes to be preached to or talked down to like she was doing, because that's exactly what it sounds like she was doing. She probably thought, I'm older, and she thinks you're a kid, I think you're 18, 19, that means you're an adult, and you had your baby, I'd say a little young, I'd say in the 20s to have a baby, but you know what, you're an adult, and you made that decision, and props to you for being stable enough to wanting to have a kid, and it sounds like you chose a good husband, because he had your back when he kicked both your brother and his wife out. And I don't know why she's giving you these lectures. You figured it out. Yeah, I'm sure being a first-time parent is tough, and you had a hard week, but you figured out how to get her to latch and to feed. You figured you did it. So I wouldn't want anyone telling me what to do when I've already done it. You know what I mean? So I'd say you're not the beehole. You're a first-time parent, and I think you're killing it. You have your baby alive, and she's being fed. I'd say that's better than what your sister-in-law was doing. I don't know about humans. I mean, we should be able to, because we shouldn't be drinking, because we drink cow's milk, but that goes through a whole, I don't know. I've never had human milk, and I don't really want to. I don't know what I'm talking about that part. It just kind of, struck me as weird. I would just never think to drink human milk. Sorry, just kind of wandered off there, but again, you're not the beehole. And I would say your sister-in-law's the beehole. She admitted to not feeding her children. That's really jacked up, and those were little babies at the time. But again, OP, not the beehole. And our next one comes from Ariana K. Am I the beehole for telling my mom to not ever invite her friends again for ruining my birthday party? I, an 18-year-old female, recently had a birthday. At first, I was just going to have lunch with my friends at a restaurant, but my parents insisted on joining us and celebrating it together with us, even though we were going to celebrate it at home as a family anyway. I didn't mind and told them I'd be happy to have everyone together at the party. It was all going well until my mom told me she also invited her friends to my birthday party. I didn't want them there because I don't know them all that well enough, and it was supposed to just be people close to me, but she was stubborn about inviting them. So I suggested that we could have two timings, one for my mom's guest and the other for my friends. She agreed to it, and it was settled that we invite our guest at 12 p.m., while my friends would be there at 2 p.m. This way, I could spend enough time with them, my friends, and also give enough time to the other guest. On the day of the party, none of my mom's guests arrived on time, and only by the time all my friends were there did they start arriving. OP, I'm gonna step out of the story for a minute. I'm pretty sure your mom had it planned like that. I was a bit annoyed, but didn't say anything. One of the guest's daughter, around 6 years old, wouldn't leave me alone. She clung to me the entire time. Her parents insisted on having her cut my cake. I let her do it since she was just a kid who probably wanted to do it for fun. But then she started smashing the cake with her bare hands, wiping her snot on the new dress I was wearing, which was my birthday gift, and even spat on the food. And her parents, instead of disciplining their kid, stopped playing the music that my friends and I were playing and played the kids' music so their daughter could show us her dance. I didn't get to spend a single second with my friends. And by the time they left, everything was a mess. I still kept my cool and thanked everyone, including those parents. You did, oh, I wouldn't have, for coming to the party. Once everyone left, I started crying and told my mom how her guests ruined my party and that I hope I would never see them again. She took it as me blaming her for everything she did to it. She's the one to blame. So she started telling me how ungrateful of a child I am and that I didn't even deserve to have a birthday party. I don't even know what to tell her anymore. Update. Thanks to everyone for your birthday wishes. My friends and I are planning on hanging out pretty soon, and I'm happy we could have a redo party. No parents or 6-year-olds this time. Many comments asked about my dad's reaction. My dad was against the entire thing when mom first mentioned inviting her friends, but he had to give in since mom was the one paying for most things and there was no winning. An argument with her. During the party, he was, well, drunk. Very drunk. And he didn't realize how big of a mess it was. He still thinks the party went well. Hi, OP. You are not the beehole. But at the ending of the story, you made it sound like a happy ending. And it kinda is. Yeah, you have a redo party, which you shouldn't need to. Why is your mother inviting her friends to your party? It sounds like she's a narcissist who wants it to all be about her, and she didn't need to go with you to this dinner. Like you said, you're coming back home to celebrate it. So yeah, OP, in the end, you're getting a redo party, but you've got a bigger problem. Your mom sounds like a terrible person, and sounds like your father's a broken man. He's just like, well, I gotta give in to this domineering narcissist, because that's what it sounds like to me, because she tried to make that day about her. And I'm 100% sure, OP, that she did not tell her friends to come at 12 p.m. She told them to come at 2 p.m. because that's when your friends are coming. I am almost 100% sure she planned that. OP, keep her mom at arm's length, because it sounds like she is a terrible, terrible creature. Oh, and happy birthday. And our next one comes from Abject Strawberry 606. Am I the beehole for telling my sister I will prioritize my husband above her? Sorry about my English. Recently, my daughter, a 7-year-old female, had a health scare that required her to stay in the hospital for 5 days for tests. Fortunately, it was something smaller and not scary as we feared. My daughter needed an adult to stay with her all day/night at the hospital. Only one visitor at a time in the room from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. My husband can't be with my daughter all day because his job demands a lot, and we have our other son to take care of, a 12-year-old male. So we decided we'd be with our daughter all day During his lunch hour, he'd stay with us from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. My sister and I are close. She is my daughter's godmother, and I have no doubt about the love for my daughter. She and my husband have their disagreements and are not that close, but nothing major. When my sister heard the news, she sent me a message saying that she would like to help me stay with my niece and that I said that I didn't need it. She asked about if she could visit during her lunch, which coincides with my husband's schedule. I said that this is the time my husband comes to see us, and that she'd be welcome at any other time. She said she couldn't do it at a different time, as she had work, and asked if she and my husband could alternate a few days. I asked my husband about this, and he made it very clear that this is the only time he can and wouldn't give up, especially at such a stressful time. At the time, we didn't know it was something minor. I responded to my sister, saying that unfortunately this schedule wouldn't work because of my husband, but that she was welcomed at any other time. She said that we were being unfair because she would also like to see her goddaughter at this delicate moment, and it wouldn't hurt to give her a little time, and she mentioned that maybe he would think different if it were someone else. I was honest here, saying that this wasn't about her, and that I would be giving preference to my husband when visiting. But she is free to come at other times, but that if this is not possible, she'll have to respect my husband comes first. She was not happy, and said that we could compromise on her spending some time with my daughter, but we decided to be selfish and not realize that other people, who also love my daughter very much, would like to have time to see her. In the end, she managed to leave work early one day, and stayed with us for 30 minutes, but to this day, 1 week later, she's still upset and avoiding long conversations with me. Am I the beehole? Extra. Other people, my mother-in-law, also wanted to visit at this time, but they understood why this time was not available and went other times. She was the only one who got angry. Hello, P. This is an easy one. You are not the beehole. The mother and the father of the child who is in the hospital have priority over everyone and everything else because that is your guys' child. This isn't hard to understand. Your sister's being a brat. Just simple as that. And you gave her the solution to her problem. Take a day off and come at times where, your husband is not there. Or do what she did, leave early and come spend some time with you. It's not that hard. And like you said, other family members understood and adjusted appropriately for the situation and still came. So she has nothing to snowfoot to stand on. OP, you are not the beehole, and I'm very happy your child is safe. And our final one comes from Choice Papaya 9931. Am I the beehole for refusing to go to Dubai after my friend invited his stepbrother, who's had a history of shoplifting and running out on restaurant bills? He is now calling me racist. For the past 5 months, me and my friend, call him Tom, had a trip to Dubai planned. We were going to fly there with business class with our credit card points. We got a beautiful spot on the Marina? I'm not sure. But yeah, sorry. However, last minute, he said he wants to bring his stepbrother. Now his stepbrother has had a history of stealing, and I've seen him do it when we go to Miami together, but I don't want to be there if he tries it in the Middle East. I told Tom I am not going with him, and if he comes, I'll cancel. Now Tom and his brother are calling me racist. Tom's stepbro is black. Tom's brother said he's not going to do that shite there, but I don't want to take that risk, especially when the consequences are so high. This is getting to the point where I think Tom said he'll cut me off if I cancel on him. Tom's brother is already telling people I'm racist. Hey, OP, straight up, you are not the beehole in this situation, but you need to trust your gut. I don't know much about the Middle East, but I know they do not play when it comes to crime. And him saying he's not going to do that there, he sounds like he does that all the time. Who cares about skin color? They'll throw any of you in jail and you're screwed from then. I have melanin in my skin, and I would not go with any other skin tone or whatever, or say anybody are racist because they're thieves. Anyone could be a thief. And you do not F around in the Middle East when it comes to crimes. OP, you trust your gut. If you lose your friend over this, oh well, at least you're not rotting in some jail in the Middle East. OP, trust your gut. Do not go with someone who's a known thief. You will get in trouble and you will be screwed over there. Don't go. You are not the beehole. If you lose your friend, oh well, at least you're not trapped in the Middle East. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.